live. Hello and good afternoon. Happy Saturday, everybody. It's me, Gary, and I'm joined by Claire today, and we're looking at some of the bits and pieces that have come up over the last few days that we're everybody's sort of talking about online and stuff like that. So we're just going to get on and have a little talk about them. So I'll just tell you a little bit about the items here. We've got the retained list. We're going to have a quick discussion about that. I've also slipped an item in there that I think nobody's talking about, and it's a new Leeds shirts. I'll get onto that a little bit later on. So stay tuned and watch all of it, and then we'll get some thoughts about that. Carabao Cup deal between ITV and Sky. That's another good little bit of news for everybody. VAR decision for the FPL, for the Premier League, and general chat and everything else. And obviously, we'll invite you then at that point, or when we get to point number 4, and discuss. If you want to come on and if there's anything you want to chat about, go right ahead. So, start with the retained list. And Claire, have you seen the retained list?
Have. Interesting. Not any big surprises, I don't think. Nothing that we weren't already expecting.
No. I think the only thing that probably surprised me was the Jamie Shackleton one. Obviously we've had a couple of surprises there, so we'll just have a little run by that and discuss those items as we're going in there, chat. So I mean, I'm sure probably some of you have already seen that now. So Leeds United can confirm the club's return list for 24-25 season. It's been submitted to the EFL. The following player, and this is interesting, has triggered an extension clause within his contract. So, I mean, it's first I've heard of this, that a player is entitled to trigger a clause to extend the contract by 1 year. Is it something you've come across that, Claire, before, or can you think of?
No, I've never heard of it that way around. I've heard of it. I mean, it happens all the time the other way around, but I've never heard of it that way around. So I'm not surprised that we're keeping him. I thought we'd be triggering the clause rather than him doing it. So very new.
Yeah.
But there's been lots of new things, hasn't there? The whole thing at the end of last season, we had a lot of new stuff then. So expect the unexpected.
It is indeed, yeah. So the following players will be released when their contract expires. Let's make no mistake. I mean, some of these are obvious. Charlie Allen, and of course, some of these, quite a lot of them are academy players as well, and players who may have got to the fringes, perhaps, of the first team, like Van der Heuvel. I think he appeared on the bench a couple of times, but I don't think he got a first team start. Luke Ayling, we know all about Luke. He's gone to Middlesbrough. Lewis Bate, Keenan Carroll, Stuart Dallas, of course. Sorry, Claire.
Retiring,
yeah. Cuba De Boy, Scott Godden, Jan Paveda. So it looks like he's on his way. I think Claire, am I right in saying it was Sheffield Wednesday? He's gone there, has he? I think he
Actually,
probably has.
I hadn't heard
Yeah, he
that.
has. Well,
They can have him.
he went during window. He went during the winter window, and there was talk about him being on loan. It's a shame because I mean I think he's a decent player. You know, he's a good player, but I think perhaps one of the problems is he kind of holds onto the ball a little bit much and probably isn't as productive as what we've got at the moment. So probably surplus to requirements, I think, is the best way to put it. Morton Spencer,
Yeah.
Harvey Sutcliffe, Danny van der Heuvel. The following players have been offered new contracts as well by the club. So Harry Christie, and this second one, I found this really, really bizarre. They've offered Cody Drama a new contract. It's going to be interesting to see what the outcome of that is and whether we get any press conference or news out of the club. But I mean, as far as I was concerned, when he appeared for us, he had a bit of a shocker. Did Cody Drama? I think it was a back pass, a stray back pass that led to a goal. And if I remember rightly, back at the time, we were all like wondering why aren't we getting this guy on? Lots of hype surrounding him, and he came on and he had a shocker for us. A really, really poor game, poor player, and the next thing everybody's calling for him to get out the club. Blah blah blah. He's very negative.
Mm.
He's a bit got a chip on his shoulder like Jed Spence, apparently, that kind of thing with Cody Drama. So I don't know. What do you make of that? I mean, can you remember him even playing? I think he made about 3 appearances for us, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I just didn't expect to see his name, to be honest. I thought we'd got rid of him. I didn't even realise we were still. I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. No.
Yeah, it's a really bizarre, that. Really bizarre. Joseph Snowden, Luca Thomas, and that's part one of this list. It goes on. So we're going to have a little look at that in a moment or two once I've...
Do you think that it's because Cody's a right back? Do you think it's Do you think it's something? Do you think they're planning to go in for Roberts rather, and that Cody might be their backup plan because it's not really going to cost them much to keep him on the books, and they can loan him out? Do you think it's anything like that?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it gives us extra options, doesn't it? And I think maybe we're in a position
The
where
position he plays is the only thing I can see he's got going for him, to be honest.
yeah, I don't see anything else really for Cody Drama. I thought we'd pretty much got rid of him, but
I actually did. I thought he'd gone. So,
obviously not.
This is not my area of expertise.
No, I know. It's I find the whole thing bizarre. I really do. But I'm going to try and get over here and share this next part or the other part of this. But I've got a few screenshots open, so it's going to be a little slight delay with this one. But that was a bit of bad news, but or strange news. I don't say it's bad. I think it's strange.
Yeah,
because here we go, chat. We've got the next part now, and the next part is the following players have been offered new contracts by the club. Harry Christie. I think I've done that already. Sorry, this is the next part.
Yeah, you've done that one.
Yeah, the club is in talks with the following players about extending contracts. No news yet, but apparently it is all the rumours are going around that Cooper has probably signed. No news yet about, or no rumours, should I say? No rumours about Shackleton. If you know to the contrary, chat, get your comments in, get you chatting, and Claire and I will
Please
be
let us know.
flashing those up on the screen, and we'll love to hear from you. What do you make of these? Any thoughts about Cooper and Shackleton, Claire, at this point?
I'm quite pleased about both of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Cooper, I thought that, had we done the business against Southampton, I think Cooper that would have been it for Cooper. So if another year in the Championship and we get to have Cooper on the pitch again, I'm really surprised about it, but I'm really pleasantly surprised.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's everybody talks about his service to the club, so 10 years so plus something like that. So yeah, I think if he goes on and joins us for another year, don't forget he did score a crucial goal for us in the opening weeks,
Yeah,
and I
he
think he
did.
broke his foot. He broke his foot in the process, which is a lengthy injury anyway. He's managed to make a couple of cameo appearances towards the end, so I'm pleased for Cooper. Shackleton, I think, is one of these players that he's got a bit of utility around him. We can put him in several different positions depending on what is going on the pitch. So he's quite a handy character to have from the bench, and certainly, let's hope that he gets a good run inside and is able to prove himself. I think, yeah, I say prove himself. He is a decent player. He's a likable lad. I like him, Shackleton, but I like Jack Clark, and we got rid of him. And look at the stuff he's done at Sunderland. I think it is. Leif Davis as well. I can't believe we just let him walk out the door when he had all that potential. And here he is. He's motored through the Championship. Now he's off to the Premier League with Ipswich. And for me, I don't know. Leeds have always had questionable recruitment. We've got all these academy players and coming through the ranks. They're all promising talents, and they just never quite make it. They're always sent off or loaned off, and you never hear of them. And sometimes they end up going to these new clubs and having a right old time. Really, really developing themselves, proving the worth. Look at McGurk at Swindon. He's had a cracking season down there. We let him out the door for next to nothing, and I'd have loved to have seen him in the Leeds shirt. But there we go. Following
I think it's
play,
always
you could
been
do.
really short-sighted. I think it's always been about the what we can get for them now, rather than hanging on to them and making their value bigger. Because we've got a great academy, and it's proven, and we've had some massive talent come out of there. But they always sell too quick, like they can't afford to hang on to it. Maybe the fact that we've got Red Bull and the 49ers means that they can address that, because I think that would make a real difference to us as a legacy club. And definitely when we go up into the Premiership, that's the sort of foundation that we need to keep, like the other big clubs do. Why should they keep reaping the benefits?
Yeah, I mean, look at Manchester City. They've got players out all over the place, doing really good things. They've had good seasons, a lot of them, and but it's a shame that you just don't get to see these lads breaking into first team side. And my point is that we're then letting them out the door for next to nothing. They're then going and doing the business elsewhere, and really developing themselves. Which obviously, when they do that, the value goes up. And are we actually getting any good value out of the academy? And I don't think we are.
Just don't sell them.
Well, we can loan them and just don't sell them. But you see, the thing is then then we're spending millions of pounds to try and cover those positions, or we're having then to loan in a player who might only be of equal caliber or lesser caliber than the one who's been loaned out by us. I mean, I like Connor Roberts, but look at what we've let go out the door. It's just it just drives me mad when we're trying to balance those things. And I mean, I think the clubs have a lot of things to worry about with the PSR. There's a lot more scaremongering going on about the money and all that sort of thing. And I don't think the money side of it should be a problem for us now, but I certainly think the player side of it could be a problem. How are we going to have that strength in depth that we're going to need going into this new season? Transfer window opens, I think, next week. So it's going to be an interesting time. A lot of gossip going on, but there's nothing definite yet. There's nothing from clubs just yet about who's selling, who's buying, who's loaning, etc. Just this list that we're presenting and talking about. The next item is, well, in fact, you could do the next bit about the parent clubs, Claire. Go on, off you go.
The following players will return to their parent clubs following the conclusion of their loans: Jaden Anthony, Connor Roberts, and Joe Roden. And I think we all know that we're pretty desperate to see some sort of deal done for Joe Roden. And it would be quite nice to get Connor Roberts as well. That would be my take.
It would. Now, I've read on the Tottenham side that it's the other way around with Joe Rodon, and that in his contract that there is a clause that has allowed Spurs to extend his contract. I mean, surely you would have to agree to that, and I don't know why you'd have that kind of term in your contract. You know what I mean? I mean, I deal with contracts all the time because I'm a contract employee, and if that was in a contract and I was signing for a new school, for example, I'd just be like, I don't want to sign that. I want that freedom that if I don't like it, I can walk out the door and I can move on. But you see, there's no transfer fees are involved for teachers, but there is for footballers. So Daniel Levy's playing
Spurs as well. If you get signed to Spurs and they say, look, we want to put a clause in that if we really like you, we can keep you for an extra year and keep paying you the big wages, then I mean, you're going to think at the time, what's the harm in accepting it? I mean, we wouldn't want an extra year at Spurs if you're doing well. So it's a double-edged sword, because in this case it means that he can't go on a free, and they can still take advantage of selling him, which is it's good business. You can't argue with that. And I'm hoping that they've extended it purely because they want to get a good fee for him. And I think there's someone else has come in for him as well. I think is showing interest. But from what the rumours that I've heard, he really likes it at Leeds. He really wants to stay at Leeds. So fingers crossed we get the deal done.
Yeah, I hope so. But it kind of calls into question that this particular clause in this instance, it's not in the player's favour at all. And it kind of gives the clubs, it gives the clubs now that little bit of extra leverage, perhaps, that they've been crying out for, that, they're not going to walk away on a free under Bosman ruling. And that for me is like, well, hang on a minute, players and agents are going to have to be a little bit more careful about what is actually in these contracts, because I'm pretty sure, Joe Rodon obviously knows that he's got that talent and that he's a good player, but he's just not featuring in Postecoglou's plans. But in terms of that particular clause, that's really going to irk a few players off, because it could obviously affect their sale or their ability to leave one club and go to another club. against their will, if you like. No, we're not letting you out the door for a free. We're going to pick some money up on you, and that's it. I mean, by estimates, in the beginning, when there were the rumours were swirling, it was between £7 and £8 million. Now it's gone up more than double that, apparently, from Daniel Levy in the Spurs circles. That Rodon's value has increased, his stock price has increased, and Leeds are going to have to pay. We're going to have to, if we want him, we're going to have to pay. And I personally think it would be a good investment for us. So there we go then. Next,
I think he's worth it.
Yeah, I think he's worth it, 100%. Yeah, I do. Go on then. Next part then. The
following scholars have been offered a professional contract. I'm not sure they worded that right. Connor Douglas, Ruben Lopata-White, Joseph Richards, Daniel Toulson, and Marley Wilson.
Good. So congratulations to them. We don't really know too much about them because they are just coming through.
We will be perhaps some kind of scholarship. With interest.
So we'll be keeping an eye out for you guys, and I'll be keeping my fingers crossed that he end up somehow pulling on a Leeds shirt, getting it first team, and propelling us up the leagues. I think that's the best thing we can do, isn't it? And the following scholar has a third-year scholarship option activated. Oscar Dauber. The following scholars have been offered a professional contract. Yeah, that's a bit badly worded, isn't it?
Yeah.
A professional contract.
They didn't need A in there.
No, and they didn't need an S. A professional contract.
Come on, you sat with an English teacher here, please.
You and me. I mean, that's what I've been. Yeah, I know. That's what I've been doing for a living for a long time. It confused me when I saw it, and like I say, I haven't typed this up, chat. This is just a shot from the Leeds United website. So Angus, if you want someone
this
to
is a screenshot. You did not write this.
If you want someone to be a copywriter and to check all this stuff before it gets pumped out, you can catch my email. I'll come in 35 grand a year. It's a week's worth of Patrick Bamford, and you'll have me for the year. It's cheap. If you could sort us an house and a car, and I'll be all right, then I'll be happy. I'll come and do all your grammar and spell checking. Oversee the marketing division. If you want to put me at the head, at the top of the table, I'd be absolutely delighted with that. Right, Claire. Point number 2, and it's something that I don't see anybody talking about at the minute, so I'm going to talk about it because I've been thinking about it, Claire. That's what I've been doing. And point number 2 is new Leeds shirts. And the reason I got thinking about this is because everybody's going around, they're hyping up the Red Bull and the sponsorship, and it's 60 million in year 1, 200 million over the next 3 years. We don't know the ins and outs of it, really. We're just what we're told. And I'm just beginning to wonder, because behind me you can see my Leeds shirt here. And if you have a Leeds shirt, I just wondered, have any of you had a look at the label? Because in my Leeds shirt, I don't have a label, I have a QR code. Now, when I scan that QR code, it takes me to the Adidas UK Leeds United, and it's just literally it. And then the next bit is it's trying to sell you Messi MLS shirts. Right. Now, where am I going with this, chat? And where I'm going is this the year where we see the first team shirt being valued at £100 at launch? And the reason for that is if these things are manufactured in the UK and it's £100, I get it. But the reality is they're not. They're quite often they're manufactured in Asia in sweatshops for literally for pennies by people who are literally being paid pennies by the hour. And I'm just wondering, particularly following Liverpool last year, Liverpool this year, England this year, is this the year where we see a Leeds United shirt at £100? And Claire, do you have any thoughts on the £100 Leeds United shirt? And has anybody else mentioned it?
I think it's very
because
possible.
their sponsors are going to be looking for a return on investment, chat. It's an ROI. Go ahead. Would you be willing to pay?
I think it's very possible. Very possible
for a Leeds shirt.
No, I'll just wear an old one. It would have to be absolutely something amazing for me. I'll just keep wearing the rhubarb and custard. So I'm not paying £100 for a shirt. No, it's just silly.
No,
I know that there are a lot of people that will, and they'll get all of them. They'll get the collection, but I think, especially now with the American market opening up, and they are willing to pay stupid money for shirts. So it's very possible, sadly. Let's hope not.
Yeah, I'm just beginning to wonder: is everything, particularly around the Leeds merch and merch shop, is everything about to be propelled upwards in value? I mean, I don't know if any of you have looked at the last time there was a San Francisco 49er game. Go and have a look, see how much it costs for a ticket. Just a normal bog standard ticket in the stadium for a normal game. And I think you'll be horribly surprised and disgusted at just how much it costs. Ask yourself then, would you want to pay that at Elland Road, the equivalent pound sterling valuation? Difference between the pound and the dollar isn't that great, to be honest with you. I think it's about 16 cents, 16 to 20 cents the last time I knew. I haven't checked recently and I haven't done any research, but I'm beginning to believe that, and it was something I was going to mention in our last live stream, that this could be a very real possibility this year. I thought £65 was over the top, you know, but then again, when I were a lad watching Leeds, you know, you'd be 25-30 quid for a shirt. I 100% won't be happy, and I know I'm pretty sure a lot of us Yorkshire folk won't be happy if they launch the Leeds shirt at £100, and if they do, it won't stay £100 for a long time, I think, because there'll be the pitchforks will be out and the demos will be happening at the the superstore, I imagine. £100 for a shirt. Inky says £100.
Oh no, I paid £20 in the sale. So did I, Inky.
Yeah.
So did I.
I know. Mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad.
I don't think they know the fan base that well, Heather. They'll get to know us, but and the thing is as well, there's loads of things that we don't want. We don't want to lose Elland Road as the name of the stadium. We don't want any red on the shirt. We don't, we don't want to be Red Bull Leeds. We want to be Leeds United. So there might be some things that we just don't get to have our way, and expensive shirts might be one of them. I see them maybe doing some premium options like vintage style shirts that are higher price, but not the actual shirts.
Yeah, I mean, even retro shirts went through the roof, didn't they? In the store. And I mean, when I saw the England shirt being unveiled a few weeks, going back a few weeks now, I nearly fell through the floor. I was like, you what, 125 quid for a shirt? And then, you know, oh, and if you get the sign writing on and the number and, you know, the badges and this, that, and the other, I'm like, there's 150, you're talking nearly 150 flaming quid for a shirt, you know, that probably cost less than £5 to manufacture in wherever, Vietnam or Indonesia. I mean, Indonesia, Leeds have had shirts made in Indonesia, and the place where you go is a city called Bandung. Now, Bandung is famous for locally. It's about 100 miles from where I live, incidentally, for the clothing and manufacturing stuff. And they had contracts with a lot of a lot of English clubs actually down there. There's you know, one of them we can't mention, Liverpool. We've had stuff produced down there in the past, and I mean, the salary, the thing that drives me nuts is that these people who are making these shirts, you know, they're working in factories that are 24/7. They never close. They never get a holiday. They're on minimum 12-hour shifts quite often, and your average salary, you know, you can hire a builder here for about £2.50, £3 a day, right? An actual labourer, £2.50 to £3 a day. So, you know, they're going to be factory workers are going to be on the similar sort of salary. I imagine that they're going to be on the bare minimum. In Bandung, their minimum salary is actually lower than Jakarta. So, you know, it could even be a little bit less than that. It's really as well as obviously the question of child labour, you know, and that's something that I completely disagree with, that having children working in factories and not having the joy of going to school and learning the basics. You know, those things happening in countries like Indonesia, Southeast Asia, Vietnam, and Thailand, and all these other sort of countries that are mass producing clothing. And let's face it, you know, a lot of Leeds fans, you know, if the new Leeds shirt comes out, the old one will just get put in the cupboard and rarely worn again, sort of thing. It's all, I think they call it, you could tie it in with throwaway fashion, which is something that I've never been a fan of anyway. But there you go. That's my thoughts on the £100 Leeds shirt. Is it going to be £100 when they launch it later on this year? I suspect, and I have a horrible feeling that that could be the case. And if that is the case, I'll be very, very disappointed, and it'll certainly call into question: can we do any giveaways for Leeds shirts? I don't know about that. Anyway, item number 3: Carabao Cup, ITV,
The
and
training top
Sky.
was £13, and it's better than the football shirt. And Inky says he'll
we'll
never
take
pay
some
that kind
chat
of
on
money. There we go.
Is there anything else in the chat there? I've got 11 items. Oh, I think you've
No,
cleared
that's
them
it.
all off, haven't you?
We've got it.
It's because I've not
Cleared
read
it
any
all
of
up.
them. That's why Claire's cleared it all up. So, £100 Leeds shirt incoming, chat. That's what I think. And there we go. We'll see. We shall see. Right, next point of order is Carabao Cup. Yeah, have you heard about this, Claire, at all?
No, come on, tell me.
I shall tell you on a little bit about this. When I can get into to zoom it in. It's something that I've heard about it elsewhere, but it is actually published on LUFC site, so we'll get up there. Sky Sports and ITV have reached agreement in principle to give all fans to watch free-to-air coverage of select Carabao and Championship fixtures. Ooh, I can hear you say. Starts in January next year, which is a bit bizarre, isn't it? Something for free, chat. And incidentally, if you want a Leeds shirt, you can buy one in sale now for £20. There you go, you see. It runs until the end of 26-27. I know. ITV will jointly broadcast with Sky Sports. The new arrangement has been approved by EFL clubs in accordance with the regulation. Each full season, ITV will screen at least 9 Carabao Cup matches in total, one from each of the first 4 rounds, one additional tie from either the third or the fourth round, 2 quarter-final ties, 1 semi-final tie, and the finals. So more stuff coming to ITV. They'll simulcast 10 matches from the EFL Championship each full season and 5 matches in the second half of 24-25, with the option to flex their selection to matches from League One and League Two. The deal comes as they kick off a groundbreaking, they're calling it a groundbreaking partnership at the start of the 24-25 season, with over 1,000 matches every season broadcast live, 4 times as many matches as now, and all 72 teams featured over 20 times a season. Well, I think we ended up finishing, if you take into account the playoff final, I think we finished about 35 TV appearances, which was way more than anybody else in the championship. And of course, we didn't go up. A huge number of games will be brought to Sky Sports via Sky Sports Plus, which comprises of multiple live streams, a new dedicated channel, and revamped Sky Sports mobile app, all at no extra cost for Sky Sports subscribers. Means it's no extra cost, chat, but your Sky Sports subscription is going up, basically. The EFL clubs will enjoy unprecedented exposure, as well as the additional reach ITV from 2025 to ensure more of the action in the league will be available to broader audiences and millions of football fans. I mean, I thought everybody had Sky anyway, but maybe the subscriptions have started dropping off and people are using alternatives. And you'd like to say, well, yeah, I use Now TV. I mean, Now TV Sky anyway, isn't it? So it'll end up being that you can only get this stuff on Sky.
Yeah, it is.
Now TV,
it's all still
people
expensive.
won't get access to it. But every time I'm home, my dad's always complaining about the Sky subscription. I mean, it's outrageous how much it costs, especially when, like, you know, if it were ad free, you probably think, well, it's fair enough. But I mean, you get absolutely hammered with ads as well. So, it's very, very expensive. I mean, it cost me, Claire, about £50 for the entire year of EPL unlimited game streaming over here. So, it'll be extending the highlight deal beginning at the start of the forthcoming season by broadcasting 55 programs. The matches and highlights will be shown on ITV 1 and 4 with simulcast streaming and on-demand viewing. Now, if you want to hear from John Licht, the managing director of Shite Sports, said the momentous upcoming season of 1,000 matches from the EFL. Then there's a guy called Trevor Birch. Look, chat, if you want to go in there and read all that waffle from these high-flying executives who want us to pay £100 for a football shirt, you're more than welcome to look at that link there and peruse it all for yourself. All right, so it's on the Leeds United website. good news, is it, Claire? Do you think this, or is it going to have an effect on attendances in the stadiums? Because that was the argument in the
I'm more worried
past.
about the effect it has on the kickoff times, to be honest. Because it would just be nice if we could play some games at 3 o'clock on a damn Saturday. And you worry that things like this are the reason why we never play at 3 o'clock on a damn Saturday. So more worried about that than attendance. I don't think Ellen Road ever has to worry about attendance. It's got a waiting list as long as, well, my arm, your arm, and everybody else's arms.
Yeah, I was looking at trying to get hold of tickets earlier on, actually, and I thought to myself, there's literally no chance of getting any kind of ticket unless you buy, even if you buy the membership. You're going to be. There's no guarantee that you'll get a ticket, and I mean, what are they going to do to memberships this year? I think last year what they did, after Christmas they stopped the membership, but this year I don't think they did they? I think it's just a case of you can buy it whenever you want.
Because then it
so
was,
it's a bit of
because then they made it about how many games that you were, how many games you'd been to through the membership was then you were able to buy final tickets, weren't you? So so they didn't stop it, definitely not. And then I saw there are people who became members and went on the waiting list for season tickets in 2020 and 21 are only now getting first refusal for season tickets that are becoming available for next year, for 24-25. So you've got to be a member and on the waiting list for like 3 years before you've even got a sniff of a season ticket.
I know. It's mad, isn't it? It just shows how big we are. But I mean, like in previous seasons, as we've fallen down the leagues, those fans just taper off. But this time, that's not happened. The demand is still
we
there
ain't falling down
for
the leagues
fans.
this season.
No, well, we haven't fallen down just yet, and let's hope that doesn't
the
happen.
only way is up, Gary.
The only way is up. That's how we have to remain, Claire. We have to remain positive, and we have to remain grateful and positive for everything that we have, and we have to move on to point of order number 3, and we're talking about VAR decision in the EPL. Apparently 19 of the clubs have voted in favour to keep VAR, and there was speculation because of numerous bad decisions that they were going to try and get rid of it. I think it's Wolves who table this motion, but I might be incorrect.
Wolves.
And if
it was only Wolves that voted against it.
It was
they were the one.
It sounds a bit like me on this channel with our votes, doesn't it, Claire? When I say, oh yeah, and I'll put the stupidest, most obvious question in, and I'll say, oh, look at that, we've got 100% of people agree with this, and then you'll get one of them just, oh no, we've got to get someone to vote no, haven't we? So we end up with a 90-10 split in the vote percentage. Let's be honest. I mean, have you got any thoughts about
that voter will from
Wolves,
now on be known as the Wolves
or anything like that? Yeah. Any opinions?
I don't actually think there's anything wrong with VAR. I think VAR only doesn't work when the person operating it is incompetent. And I mean, it's like flip a coin at this thing, isn't it? Because for every Premiership team that says that they've had decisions that they didn't agree with due to VAR, you can find plenty of us in the Championship who wished VAR could have looked at certain decisions. So it is really flip a coin. And
Hmm.
I'm starting to come down on the side of actually, I won't mind VAR. At least things would be fair if it was operated competently. That's my if.
Hmm. I, I'll be honest, and I thought,
What do you think about it
I
then? How
mean,
do you feel about it?
well, I mean, if you think back to I think it was it Liverpool and Arsenal game last year, this season, but last year, and Liverpool were incensed
Mm.
by a decision and were calling for a replay, and they were moaning and screaming and everything else, uh, and you would think that after that. Because that was a VAR decision. I can't remember what it was. It was penalty or something like that. Um, that you would think that they'd vote against it or getting it out. And I'm the same as you and every other football fan and pundit. I think that because it's not just one person, is it, sitting in the control room? It could be two or
No.
three of them. Match officials or
Yeah.
whatever. There was a suggestion that you put ex-pro players in there. I don't know if that's a good idea, to be honest with you, but I think uh, I would have expected Liverpool to try and vote against it or to try and get it out. But by rights, there's no way that the Premier League is going to uh, um, abolish all of that investment, that time, that energy to implement VAR and get it out for next season when the
It
championship
feels like
is
a
going
step
to adopt it.
backwards.
Yeah, I mean, they're not
Mm.
going to go backwards when the championship are going forward, and I think I'm right in saying that the
No.
championship will have VAR next season. So that's something to be excited about. I
Maybe we
think
should
it will
give it to
certainly get a
AI.
lot of yeah
Maybe
AI.
AI should
Yeah,
be operating the AI. Heather says, I
yeah,
agree with
AI.
your mum. It's just a tool for the rest. We need someone that uses it properly. And
Yeah.
Inky's got a good point. He says VAR is okay if they can make the correct decision in 15 seconds. I think that's definitely a factor that winds people up. Sometimes it takes so long
Mm,
and it's just soul destroying.
mm, Been a lot of big decisions um, incorrectly given, I think, with VAR, and the duration it take,
Mm.
the time it takes them to do it, um, and I don't really know, so I'm gonna check again. I don't really know, so I'm gonna check again, and da 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 da. I mean, in rugby, they've had this kind of tech for a long time, haven't they? It's very quick, cricket.
Yeah.
Um, other sports, they seem to get on with it. It's 100% accurate. It's tried and tested. Yeah, in football, I'm not kidding. I've never seen anything like it. It's a bit of a joke, to be honest with you. Um, it kind of makes me think. Well,
Well,
you
one of
know,
the arguments for it coming in, we were all saying, well, rugby have it and it works
mm,
for rugby. So it
mm,
is a bit, it does like boggle your mind when you sit here thinking, how come rugby can get it so right, but and
mm,
we can't just copy the same model? It seems
yeah,
simple,
yeah, forward passes and illegal touches and stuff like that in rugby and yeah,
simple to me.
football. But I think football's like it's on another level. I mean, rugby, there's a lot of respect in rugby. If a rugby player doesn't agree with the referee's decision, they just get up and walk away, get on with the sport. But in football, it is completely the opposite. You've got these prima donnas, you've got all these
Mm.
other egotistical players. They're full of their own shit. To be honest with you, let's be honest. And the way they try and speak to and um, argue against the referee and all this other stuff. It's just like, look, he's blown the whistle. He's given the decision. Just accept that whatever the decision, just accept it. And get on with it. Instead, we have all this argument and silliness going on, and there's no respect in the game of football. There's a lot of shithousery that goes on, and it makes me wonder
No,
if
there
is
isn't.
it a case of there needs to be heavier punishments against players that are engaging in shithousery, trying to undermine the referee, the match officials, and stuff like that. And I mean, it's a hard enough job anyway. They don't need that, as part of the job. And players have to be. I think my call is they have to be more professional. That's it. It's like anybody else in their normal day's work. There'll be stuff that happens that they don't agree with, but they could cry, come on, hell or high water. Whatever the decision is or whatever the matter is, it ain't going to change anything. So you just got to get your head down, get on with it, and wait for your clocking out time. You bugger off home, and tomorrow's another day. And is it being professional, or is it just thinking, well, people think, well, you don't give a shit. Well, yeah, I do, but it doesn't matter what I say about it. Whatever the topic is, I can't change it, so might as well just get on with it and move on. We move on. So there we go. Right, so that's the end of the VAR. We'll put the chat link in the chat box on the chat if anyone wants to come in and join us. I don't know how many we've got in. I can't really tell at the moment. I think we're a little bit limited. Maybe you've got an opinion. Maybe you want to tell us something, chat. You can come right ahead. And that's it. So we'll move on and we'll press, when I can find the right button, we'll move on to number 5, which is chat and everything else. Claire's been on top of chat, so there we go. Yeah, a good point here from Ink. We'll just highlight this one. It makes me wonder how much money they put into training on it and how to use it. Are they actually teaching people how to effectively use it, or are they just going, here's this, have a look, it's a mouse and a keyboard and a roller ball, and you know how to use a mouse, so that's it. I mean, there will be people out there who don't even know how to use a PC. Believe it or not, they're all over. That's how it is. In other countries, they don't have the palaver we have. It's down to them. Yeah, the palaver. I like that
Good word, that palaver.
The palaver to run it. Yeah, 100%.
Write that one down. Palaver.
Yeah, it's all the palaver. Yeah.
Must use palaver in every stream from now on, especially throughout the next season.
Don't know if we can do that.
I'm going to find a reason to say palaver.
It's all
every
it's
match.
All a big palaver. Yeah. Just a reminder, if you want,
if you want to, going on over there.
Yeah, I know. I've got some palavers coming a lot of palaver coming my
Cheers,
way.
Inky.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for that one, Inky.
We need to start getting song lyrics in and things like that in the country.
Oh, nice one, Claire. Nice one. He says. So yeah, that's that. Well, I think the just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, you've still got about plenty of time to get your Euro Dream Team in. If you've not done your Euro Dream Team just yet, have
you done one, Gary?
I have done one. Yeah, I have.
I've not done one. I don't know whether I'm going to do it or not. It's not really my expertise. I'm not very good at stuff like that.
Well, it's a free thing, Claire. It's free to do. So you might, if you're into it, or you think you might be watching the Euros, go right ahead and get into it, because it'll be a good bit of a laugh for you.
I might be really, really shit at it, and then I'll create all sorts of palaver, won't I?
There'll be more palaver for you to worry about, Claire. But I mean, you could win a PS5 Slim, a trip for 2 to Qatar. You know, if you win it, it doesn't even look like there at the moment. It doesn't even look like there are that many entries into it. And just do what I did, Claire. You know, go for the. You press a button, it picks the team for you, and then you can just decide whether I want this player in or I want that player out, and that's it. But I bet if Wales were playing, Claire, you'd have put an entry in, wouldn't you?
Or if Wales had been playing, yeah. Have you picked Liam Cooper?
No, have I? No, I can show you my team actually. I didn't pick this team, chat, but I will when I show you it. If I can log in and find my end of season rules game in
Inky says, "Have a go, Claire."
Have a go, Claire. Get in.
Can you name your team Palaver? Euro
Palaver. Yeah, you can
Palaver.
call your team whatever you want. Wherever. How the hell do I get to my team? Start game. My gaming profile. Is it that one? Right. All right. There's even the predictor game as well, where you can predict the scores and stuff like that. Overall leaderboard. I'm trying to figure out how to get to the. I can't even. I've even got an XP on this already. I don't know. What is that? I'm down as a trainee. Oh, is it? It's not already kicked off. This has it? It's given Euros haven't kicked off.
No, because we just had the friendlies.
I think
No,
I'm earning points on. I must be earning points on the friendlies then. There's people earning points on the friendlies. I didn't think you could. I thought it was just for the competition proper, not the.
What?
It must be. Where the bloody hell how the hell do I get to my team, bro? I don't even know how I get to my team.
Heather's got some tough criteria and a very strict selection process.
Yeah. Oh, she has now, actually. Oh, come on, Heather. Tell us some more.
I think that probably involves with taking a shot for every other name. Take a shot, press it again.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to find me. What is it? How the devil do I get to the team here?
Well, no, it's not looking good for me doing it, is it? You can't even find your team.
I can't even find my no, I know I've got a team, but I don't know how to. Like it says there, all games. So you can't see this yet, chat. I'm going to tell you about it. It says fantasy football, right? So you click onto it. So I'm now expecting it to somewhere show my team. I'll share this with you, and then you can see what I'm talking about. Because I'm a bit befuddled. Maybe they've made this a bit too hard to find, or I'm just being completely useless. So let's have a look, see what we've got here.
Follow no your chance.
Oh, hang on, here we are. Follow your point. Right, play the fantasy football. Manage the team of superstars. Yeah, so you get to manage it. Use the chips to score big. Get your important alerts. Make changes mid-match day. Take on your friends. Track your achievements. Right. So I'm in this section here, right? Stats top Hummels. Hang on. Have they been scoring it on the club level? I thought it was just for Euros, not for the club. Must have been. Oh. So the fantasy. Hang on. Let's go in here. I'll go in there. Right. End of season rules, news tips. Pick your dream team now. Right. Right. Well, I am a bit puzzled here. Like, why can't I go and see just see my bloody team? Oh, they've got an app as well, and there's a predictor. So level up for next season, so you can play instead of playing the Premier. Oh well, we might do that then. European. Instead of doing Premier League one, we'll do the European one. That'd be a laugh. But incidentally, I've got some news about that, Claire. You'll have to remind me about that in a minute. How to play now.
I think he says that's Champions League, Gary. Were you in the Champions
Yeah,
League?
I know that's Champions League, but it has the what's it? Have I no, I've entered the Euros one as well, Inky. It is a palaver. Where's the Euro one then? maybe I'm in the wrong one. UEFA Euro. Well, I'm in the wrong one then, aren't I? UEFA, what is it? It must have. That's it. No, I remember this. I think I'm in the wrong one. I'm in the wrong one. That's what it is. But I wonder if my team is scoring points based on the club as well. Can't be. Surely not. Euro 2024 Fantasy League. Let's just Google that.
I was going to ask you to show me how to do it, but it's like the blind leading the blind at this point.
Yeah, it's because of what is it? Yeah, I mean, I did a whole how-to video on this as well, so you can follow that.
I know you did. I watched it.
You watched all that, didn't you? Right, can you see what tab am I showing now? There we go. Right, I am showing the correct tab. Thank Christ for that. God, I was panicking then. I was like, I know I've done it.
Hey, you see, you've got 6 days to go.
6 days to go, guys. So get your what is it in? I'll tell you who we've got. If you don't know what the link is all in that video, right? I won't put the links in here because I'd who have we got? Who have we got in our league? We've got Mark. Mark is in. Havinder's in, and Mickey's Badgers is in as well. So no, but I can't even recall entering a Euro unless my team's picked. Is it anyway? So there you go, Claire. So there's a little button here, right? And it just says automatically, select my team, boom, and there it goes. And I mean, it's. But look at that, you see, Claire. Can you see this?
Right. First, which is
can you see who is chosen?
Yeah, I see.
It's. I'm
gonna have to says Gary will have us entering the 1984 World Cup.
I know. I mean, it's put Grealish in. It thinks that Grealish is going to be in it. So at the time, but at the time it did say that the squads haven't been finalised. So, keep an eye out for the squad announcements and stuff like that. But you'd expect it there to be showing a warning to say that this player is not selected in the squad. But I know for a fact that Grealish isn't in the England squad, and Maguire isn't in the England squad either. So Gary will have us entering the 1984. I know. I have to say, that'd be all right, that wouldn't it?
Who's going to fall over for us if we haven't got Grealish?
I know. Yeah. Well, we've got plenty. We're just gonna have to rely on Bellingham, aren't we? I think pretty much. So get yourselves in there, chat. It's free to enter. It'll be a good bit of a laugh. It'll keep us interested in games that we otherwise wouldn't have any interest in. Of course, Saturday the 15th of June, Greve could be featuring. I think Joseph has been selected for Spain, but I'm not sure. Wilfred Monto, of course, our Italian
better if Wales had qualified.
and Netherlands. So we're going to have Somerville,
Gary's
Stroud
got
and
Lineker
Perot.
up front.
Lineker. I've got Rasmus. Rasmus Hoyland was the automatic select. I didn't choose that, chat. I didn't choose that. I shouldn't be putting a fucking scummer up front anyway, should I? Serbia, we're playing. These times are local to me, by the way, chat. So don't worry about the times. I think these are all 8 p.m. kickoffs. Some of them. So that's all going on there. All that going on there. Lots going on. I think must be match day 1, right? Yeah.
1984.
1984, bro. 1984. Yeah, so there you go, chat. There you go. I've got my league in, and
team, to be fair.
my team in. You get your teams in. We can all have a good laugh. There was a bit
I'll
where
get it done
said
tomorrow. Remind me.
Yeah, that's it. Get yourself in there, chat, and certainly give us all something to
I might have Gaza.
Chat about. Gives us an extra chance to do a bit of a live stream and stuff as well. So a lot coming up for the summer. I'm excited about it. So it'll be a good laugh, and there we go. Hooray.
Are we going to do some Euros, Gary? This is what everybody wants to know.
Some Euros? Am I going to get some? I mean, I might even have to. I could be tempted to go to Germany to try and get a ticket to go watch a game, or even just show up in some German city for go have a few jars. That'd be a good laugh. It'll be a good laugh, I think. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually really excited.
I'll meet you there.
Are we going to win it? I mean, we probably should have won last time out, shouldn't we? But we fluffed that up, didn't we?
Nah.
And 2 negative.
Don't be daft.
And Southgate is
could become the next. Of course, we're not going to win.
Let's get him in to be the next Scummer manager. He'll be all right, I think, as the next Scummer manager. But it's pretty funny, all the stuff going on about Harry Maguire, because he came out with a statement and said that he isn't fit enough for selection because he's got a calf strain. And actually, everybody else is saying no, it's because Gareth Southgate doesn't like you because of what you put on Twitter about Leeds not getting promotion to Premier League, and you've upset Gareth, and that's it. You're out. He's binned you off, and your international career is over. Right, chat. I think what we'll do is we'll end this stream now. So, what was that? Thank you so much for joining, as always. Someone's having a little sneeze, and take care of yourselves, and we'll see you all next time, I think. Bye-bye.
Bye.